All right, so are you ready to dive into the world of AI with us again today? Because we're looking at something pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the usual suspects, like ChatGPT or Google's Gemini.
Right, right.
We're going way under the radar with this one.
Yeah.
A tool that's practically invisible, but it's already making huge waves.
Yeah.
And
It really is almost shocking how little buzz there is around this, right?
I know it's crazy, right?
Especially when you consider like what we're going to unpack here, the potential.
I know, and that's what really got us hooked when we saw this YouTube video by Superhuman's Life.
Hmm.
They're calling this AI a hidden gold mine,
Hmm.
and they're even comparing it to, wait for it, the early days of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I saw that. Now, while I wouldn't necessarily go that far, with the Bitcoin comparison just yet,
Sure.
I do think it kind of highlights how game-changing this could be, especially for those who get in early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's definitely giving off those we're onto something big
Yeah.
vibes. So let's get to the heart of it. What is this mysterious AI that everyone seems to be overlooking?
It's called NotebookLM, and it's actually developed by Google.
Google.
Huh.
So why isn't it more well known?
I know, right? You'd think.
Yeah.
Even with a tech giant like that behind it, it's shockingly under the radar. I mean, if you compare like its search interest to something like ChatGPT, it's practically non-existent.
So why is that? Is it just not that good, or is there something else going on here?
Well, it might be that NotebookLM doesn't try to be all things to all people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Unlike ChatGPT, which draws on like a massive data set that's constantly being updated,
Hmm.
NotebookLM works from a limited knowledge base
Oh, interesting.
that you provide.
So it's less about like generating, creative text and more about diving deep into like specific information.
Exactly, and that's actually its biggest strength.
Oh,
By limiting its knowledge base, NotebookLM becomes incredibly accurate, and it stays laser focused on like the topic at hand. No hallucinations, no going off on random tangents.
Yep.
Think of it as like a super smart research assistant who only reads the books you tell it to.
that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it could be really valuable for tasks that require like specific factual information, but maybe not so much for, say, writing a fictional novel or something.
Precisely, and that's what makes this so exciting.
Yeah.
We're talking about a tool that excels in like a very specific niche, and as that Superhuman's Life video pointed out, people are already finding clever ways to monetize this unique capability.
Okay, so the video mentioned 3 main ways people are already making money with NotebookLM. Let's break those down. What's the first one?
So the first method is focused on using NotebookLM as a content creation machine specifically for high-paying clients like coaches, consultants, and startups.
Wait, but isn't everyone already using AI to write content these days? What makes this approach different?
The key here is personalization.
Okay.
Instead of churning out generic articles or social media posts, you use NotebookLM to analyze your client's existing content, their blogs, presentations, even voice notes.
Voice notes too. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So it's essentially creating a custom AI model tailored to each client.
Exactly. And once it understands their style, it can generate drafts of newsletters, blog posts, you name it.
So it's not doing all the work. Obviously, the human touch is still crucial for, refining the output, making it sound natural, and adding that personal flair.
Of course, right. We don't want it to sound like a robot wrote it.
Right, exactly.
But it can definitely save you a ton of time and effort,
Yeah.
which is music to the ears of busy entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. And because you're providing a high-value personalized service, you can charge a premium for it.
Yeah, definitely.
So the business model makes sense, but how do you actually land those first few high-paying clients? Is it just a matter of putting yourself out there and hoping for the best?
Well, offering free samples is a great way to start.
Okay.
Showcase your skills, prove the value of your service, and build trust with potential clients.
Makes sense. A little hustle goes a long way, especially when you're dealing with like cutting-edge technology. Okay, so we've got method 1, the content creation machine. What's the next way people are using this AI to make money?
Method number 2 is all about online courses. Addressing a big pain point for course creators, those low completion rates.
Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating. You pour all your time and energy into creating this amazing course, and then a tiny fraction of students actually finish it.
It's really disheartening, right?
It is.
And, studies show that less than 15% of students complete the online courses they buy, so it's lost revenue for the creator and missed opportunity for students to learn something valuable.
So where does NotebookLM come in? Can AI really fix the engagement problem that plagues online courses?
That's a really cool part. Remember how we talked about NotebookLM's ability to, condense and structure information?
Yeah.
Well, imagine taking your course content like your videos, lectures, readings, and feeding it to NotebookLM.
Okay, I'm picturing this giant AI brain absorbing all that knowledge, and then what happens?
And then you instruct NotebookLM to create like supplementary materials that enhance the learning experience.
Oh, interesting. Think interactive workbooks, cheat sheets that summarize key concepts, even personalized progress trackers that help students stay motivated.
So instead of just passively watching videos, they're actively engaging with the material.
Yeah,
That's cool. It's like having a personalized tutor built into the course.
precisely. And this is where tools like Notion AI can really come into play. For listeners who might not be familiar, Notion AI is a super powerful note-taking and organization tool that's already popular with students and educators.
Yeah, Notion's great for keeping everything in one place, but how does NotebookLM take things a step further?
Well, imagine NotebookLM integrating seamlessly with Notions, pulling those key insights from your course content, and automatically generating personalized notes, summaries, even flashcards right within the student's Notion workspace.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like having an AI study buddy working alongside you, helping you absorb and retain the information better.
Yeah.
I can see how that could really boost completion rates. Absolutely. And when students are happy and engaged, they're more likely to recommend the course to others, leave positive reviews, and even buy more courses from the creator.
Yeah.
It's win-win for everyone.
So method 2 is about transforming online courses from passive video watching to active learning experiences.
Exactly.
That's super interesting. But now I'm really curious about that third method. This is the one the YouTube video was really hyping up.
Yeah, method 3 is all about tapping into this treasure trove of knowledge that's often overlooked, public domain books.
Public domain books, so like classics, Shakespeare, Jane Austen. I get that they're free, but how do you make money from something that everyone can access for free?
Well, the key is understanding how modern audiences consume content. People are busy, they want information that's easy to digest and on the go, and that's where podcasts come in.
Right, podcasts are huge right now,
Yeah.
but how do public domain books fit into that?
That's where NotebookLM has this secret weapon, a feature that's practically unheard of in other AI tools.
Oh, really?
It can automatically convert books into structured podcast episodes.
Wait, are you serious? You're telling me this AI can take a whole book, break it down into chapters, and create individual podcast episodes ready to upload?
Exactly.
That's incredible. And we're talking like high-quality spoken word audio with introductions, transitions, even background music if you want. It's like having a whole team of virtual podcast producers.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
But how do you choose the right book? I mean, not every public domain book is going to be a podcast hit.
You're right. Not all books are created equal.
Right.
You want to pick books that have timeless appeal, topics that are relevant today. Think personal development, wealth building, philosophy, history, things that people are actively searching for information on.
Okay, so like Think and Grow Rich or The Art of War books that have already proven themselves.
Yeah, those are perfect examples. And once you've picked your book, the process is surprisingly straightforward. You download the book, feed it into NotebookLM, and let the AI do its magic.
Okay, so let's say we have our podcast episodes all beautifully crafted by our AI assistant. How do we actually monetize this content? I mean, creating a podcast is one thing, but turning it into a business is a whole other challenge.
Right. And that's where the fun begins. You have so many options, and you can even combine them to create multiple streams of income.
All right, let's hear. How do we turn these AI-powered podcasts into cash?
First, you've got YouTube ad revenue. YouTube is like the biggest podcasting platform out there. And once your channel grows and you start getting views, those ad dollars can add up.
Passive income. I like the sound of that. What else?
You can create audiobooks from the same content.
That's smart.
Platforms like Gumroad and Audible make it super easy to self-publish and sell your audiobooks directly to your audience.
So you're leveraging the same content for both podcasts and audiobooks. That's really smart. What else is there?
You could start a Patreon membership offering like exclusive content, early access to episodes, even full audiobooks to your most loyal fans. And of course, there's always the possibility of affiliate marketing and sponsorships, especially as your channel grows and you start attracting a bigger audience.
So many options. This is really starting to feel like a viable business model.
Yeah.
But it's not just about churning out content, right?
Right. The key is to think bigger. Instead of just creating individual podcasts based on single books, you want to think about building a podcast brand around specific themes or niches.
Ooh,
Oh.
I like that. Give me some examples.
Imagine a series called like 10 Laws of Wealth, where you distill the wisdom from various public domain books on finance and investing, or a series on ancient wisdom for modern life, sharing those timeless lessons from Stoic philosophers and ancient texts.
I love those ideas. I would totally subscribe to those podcasts.
Right.
It's not just about repurposing old books. It's about curating valuable knowledge and presenting it in a way that resonates with people today.
Exactly. And that's where your expertise and your insights as a creator come in. You're not just a content machine. You're a curator, a guide, a thought leader who's helping people navigate this huge sea of information.
So we've covered 3 pretty compelling ways to monetize NotebookLM content creation, online course enhancement, and turning classic books into modern-day podcast empires.
Yeah.
I'm feeling inspired.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts on this game-changing AI? I feel like we've just scratched the surface here with NotebookLM.
Yeah, definitely.
We talked about content creation, online courses, podcasts, but there are probably so many other applications out there just waiting to be discovered. This really does feel like a hidden gem.
It does, and that's what makes it so exciting.
Mhm.
Think back to those early adopters of Bitcoin we were talking about. They saw the potential of this new technology before anyone else, and, they reaped the rewards. It feels like we're at a similar point now with NotebookLM.
So what does this all mean for our listener? What's the takeaway here?
It means they have a head start in this, rapidly evolving world of AI. They have the knowledge, the tools, and the inspiration to potentially capitalize on this opportunity before it becomes mainstream.
Yeah, it's like having a secret weapon in a world where everyone else is still fighting with swords.
Exactly.
All right. So no pressure, listener. But
Yeah.
you might just be holding the key to the next big thing.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is you don't need to be some kind of tech wizard or a coding genius.
Right.
To use this NotebookLM is surprisingly user-friendly.
So what's our challenge to the listener today? What do we want them to do after listening to this deep dive?
I'd say go explore NotebookLM. Experiment with it. See what you can create. Don't be afraid to think outside the box and push the boundaries, See what this thing can do.
And don't keep it to yourself. Share your experiences, your successes, your failures, even your crazy ideas. You never know. You might inspire the next generation of AI entrepreneurs.
Exactly. Let's build a community around this technology, learn from each other and really unlock its full potential together, because that's what's so amazing about this whole AI revolution. It's still early days and we all have the opportunity to shape its future.
So there you have it, folks, a deep dive into a game-changing AI that no one's talking about yet, but that's about to change. And you, dear listener, are now part of the revolution. Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating.